Hey, Tono. All right, how are you doing? Oh no, what happened? Uh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better. Oh,
It's like deep in the brain. That's hard to explain, man.
yeah. Wow, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Well,
Yeah,
if you need to bail, that's all right. We, you know.
I'm gonna try and stick it out because I want to try and make some money because I didn't do anything today. So let's hopefully, get to
All
make
right.
a little bit of something.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get my Innovate up. Let me get my charts up. We are live on YouTube. Okay, so let's see. The analysis is out. Um,
Okay.
it's getting to be a lot of work to set up that analysis. When we really get going, I think we're going to need an assistant. It is not.
That
It
much
you know.
trouble, huh?
Well, it takes me. I would say it takes me about an hour, and
That's a lot. Yeah.
yeah, that's a lot. Um, to
How
have
is
to.
that going to affect the AI part? You know what I mean?
Well, what do you mean?
Like in other words, if someone signs up for the Gold GPT,
Yeah.
is it going to take the same amount of time?
No.
You know?
See. Well, no, because Gold GPT uh, is works essentially. It works just like Chat GPT, except
Okay.
it's trained on all of our trading methodologies and your proprietary system and so forth. And so when it is asked trading questions, it's going to respond with the Tono like answer. It's also capable of responding in any other way too, but it's going to be directing users to um, about how to trade like we do. And that's the so when I do the analysis, essentially what I am doing is I'm giving Gold GPT a some data that it doesn't initially have, which is like the latest chart information, like where price closed, where it opened, what the current range is,
Right.
what FX Blue is saying, um, where the DXY is, where the VIX is, where the bonds are, and all of that stuff. And then I tell it to give me an analysis in narrative form, because after that, I take that narrative form out of Gold GPT and I go over to another program called Pictory, Pictory.ai, which is a video
Okay.
making thing. And it has, back end access to all of Getty images and all of Getty little B-roll film and all of that stuff. And so
Okay.
I take the analysis and I put it into Pictory, and Pictory puts together a video. And then I go into the video and I take out some of its stock, um, some of its stock images and some of its stock video, and I replace it with actual images of the chart, which I take a picture of and I put it in there. And so it probably
I can
takes
see
me
why.
like 20 minutes to get that
Yeah, I can
video
see
thing right,
now.
right?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see why it would take so long.
And then it has to compile the video, and that probably on its own just takes 15 minutes for that to do by itself. I don't have to do anything for that, but it's at 15 minutes that it takes. And then I have to download it from Pictory, and then I have to upload it to YouTube. I have to create a description for the video. I have to create a thumbnail for the video. It's
That's a lot.
yeah. So that's just for creating the video. When people are using Gold GPT on their own, they can just be like, "Hey, here's a picture of my chart. This is where I entered. What do you think I should do here?" And it will tell
Gotcha.
as if it were you or me.
Okay.
We'll play around with that once once we're further along here. But for now, I'm going to keep doing these videos. But once we have a bunch of people in the chat room and a bunch of people that are watching these videos, we'll probably pay somebody on Fiverr to put it together for us every day, a couple times a day.
Right.
Eventually maybe AI will be able to do it all on its own. That's possible.
What is going on with my thing? Hold on a second.
All right, well, in the meantime, I'm going to take a little trip around the chart here. Look at where the VIX is, which is right now at 17.52, meaning not much volatility is expected in this session. The dollar has been falling already in this session, down significantly from where it started up here at 98.762 all the way down to 98.649, which is a significant little drop there for the dollar. Not the big drop on Friday when the jobs data was released, which is this drop right here. Then it's been pretty sideways all the way until now, Monday night in New York, Tuesday morning in Asia. It's dropping just a little. The bond yields on this side of the screen, pretty much the same story. Dropped very significantly here on Friday and then have moved sideways until now and are now falling a little bit again. Given that both of those are falling, that puts a little upward pressure on gold. Gold rose again today. This is a 5-minute chart, and this is what happened during the New York session today. Up, then down a little bit, then up again. Oops. Then it's moved sideways from the end of the New York session, which I count that at the end as about 11 a.m. And then it moved sideways. Here we are. This vertical gray line is 6 p.m. tonight when the market opened, moved sideways up a little bit, and is now just coming down a little bit. So nothing too big happening in this session right now. And this is the 1-minute chart again. So we opened here, just kind of sideways, now up and now a bit down. Overall, we're in a bit of an upward channel with bear volume right here at 33.81. We're currently at 33.77, so if we continue moving up, we might hit that. And here on the gold futures chart, which is what I'm trading tonight, nothing, just kind of a sideways channel here, a little fake breakout and back down in. And now we just watch. We have gold only slightly stronger on the relative currency strength compared to the dollar. That does indicate a bit of an upward trend, but retail traders are about evenly split, with about 53% of retail traders long and 47% short. And that's the quick analysis. I think what we're looking to do tonight is, we've got 12 minutes, 11 and a half minutes for the 8 p.m. candle. We'll see if that creates a significant break for us in either direction off of this this little channel right here. Once or if the market determines a direction, we'll see if we can get some small scalps in. So sit back, grab a whiskey, chart names the chart name tonight is Reginald. As long as we're sitting here, I may as well play the analysis, right? You're resigned to it. You're like, oh, no, not again, but okay.
No, I'm just gonna sit here and see what happens. See if we get a little breakout. You know,
All right.
I'd like to try and grab $500 if I can.
All right, I'm going to play the analysis just for the hell of it. Let me turn off my mic and turn off the music, and I'll play it.
Welcome to the Barcelona Trader. This is Gold GPT with your session analysis for Monday, August 4th at 7:30 p.m. in New York and 9 a.m. in Sydney, focused on spot, gold and gold futures. I'll walk you through fundamentals, sentiment, key levels, and the actionable setups you'll need so you can trade smart, stay flat when smart money hides, and still make a joke when everyone else panics. We name charts like the NWS names hurricanes, because when a chart moves through your structure and wipes your stop loss with clinical precision, it deserves a name. Reginald feels suitably old school and polite, but don't let the veneer fool you. He's careful, calculated, and will drop that trend line right when you blink. Fundamental and macroeconomic overview. Gold has extended its multi-day rally into today on the back of last week's shock jobs report. Only 73,000 jobs added in July, which sent rate cut odds for September up above 86%. Political drama isn't helping the dollar either. The firing of the Labor Statistics Commissioner and looming tariff deadlines add to economic credibility fears. Trump's tariffs, from 35% on Canada to 50% on Brazil and 25% on India, are fueling inflation concerns and safe haven flows. Citi just raised its 3-month gold forecast to $3,500 per ounce, and central bank bullion demand continues to surge, underpinning prices, sentiment, and market structure. There isn't much retail conviction yet. FX Blue shows USD sentiment at -3.0 and gold at -0.7, meaning nobody's leaning heavily in either direction. Volume remains low for this hour, which means price is mostly drifting between levels. On the 1-hour chart, gold is consolidating just under the DM3 pivot at $3,379 after a big move. Price is wedged between that pivot and rising support near DPP at $3,367. On your 15-minute chart, the daily pivot at $3,367 and WM2 at $3,315 are aligning with recent structure, making them meaningful zones. Key technical levels. Resistance, DM4 at $3,399. Potential ceiling for bulls before rejection. Above that, if we clear DR2 around 3,408, gains may aim up toward DR3 near 3,431. Supports and DM2 at $3,359. Critical pivot support and intraday baseline. Below that, WPP/MPP at $3,332 provides a strong confluence zone. A break below WM2 at $3,315 opens risk down toward WS1 at $3,299 or MM2 $3,278 if panic deepens. Breakout zones. Bull breakout trigger, a clean break above DM4 at $3,399 with follow-through and volume likely targets DR2 at 3,408 and beyond. Bear breakout trigger, break and hold under WPP, MPP at $3,332, especially on increased flow, could lead into 3,315, with liquidation risk toward 3,299 or lower. Action plan. If price stalls under 3,399 and shows rejection, lean short toward 3,359 with stops above that swing high. If price breaks above 3,399 decisively, explore long setups targeting 3,408, tight stops under pivot. Do not short through 3,315 without confirmation. That's a high confluence support zone. Wait for clean structure flips, volume confirmation, and preferably a 10-second candle of conviction. Don't chase overnight assumptions. Gold is defending big pivots around 3,399 and 3,332. Today's setup is balanced on a knife edge. If Reginald breaks pivot levels with conviction, you'll feel the move. If he fades into structure, expect chop. But let's also be realistic. This is a Tuesday summer Asia session. There's not likely to be a whole lot of action unless something unexpected hits the news wires. Trade structure, not your bias. Play smart. Let Reginald do the talking. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you found this analysis helpful. Hit the bell icon to be alerted when we publish the next one. We publish twice daily. Once before the Asia session and then again before the New York session is underway. Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back. This is Gold GPT. Learn how to use me as your trading partner at thebarcelonatrader.com.
Okay, and we're back. Okay. Man, when we first started trading, I learned that, 95% of traders don't make it. I was like, I am not going to be one of those guys. Why is that? Oh, yeah?
It doesn't have to be that way, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see it similarly, but with one differentiating factor. Uh, so if you look at trading overall, it's a zero-sum game. Somebody wins. In order for somebody to win, somebody has to lose. And so, trading is one of those things where, unlike most other areas of the economy, capital is productive. Capital buys labor, and capital buys, other types of productivity. Um, but in trading, capital is unproductive. It is, you're just taking advantage of price movements to speculate, or you're speculating on price movements in order to generate a profit. And the economy, if all capital purchased labor, the economy would work. But if all capital were only speculative, the economy would not work. And so it is not scalable. Everybody can't be a successful trader. It doesn't, the economy doesn't work that way. And so it really only works when a small percentage of the economy is employed in non-productive capital, in making the in greasing the wheels of the financial markets. And so it's always going to be that only a small percentage of the herd can be successful doing this. And so if the average level of, so let's say every member of the herd tries trading, and the how should I say this? If the competence at trading of the entire herd increases, then the competence of the top 5% has to increase in order for them to remain the top 5% that's successful at it. And so, you know what I'm saying? If yeah. Mhm. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah. No, of course. Of course. I guess I'm trying to say, I'm not articulating myself very well, but kind of what I mean is, you know how they say, uh, if you're on the savannah, you're being chased by a lion, you don't have to run faster than the lion, you just have to run faster than the people that you're with, right? And so let's say that that's trading, and let's say that the predators are always going to capture and eat 90% of the herd. And so the fastest 5% of the runners, the fastest top percent of the runners are going to outrun the predators every time. But if the herd gets faster, then that top 5% has to run even faster to outrun the herd. And mhm. Yep. Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Hmm. Right. Under an individual mentor, that mentor can have a very high success rate at creating successful traders. Right? They could have a 50%, 60%, 80% success rate if the mentor is choosing the students in the right way and the mentor is, your level or above. Um, but yeah, most people who want to get into trading are not going to have the right luck of, falling under the right mentor or group. Exactly. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Hmm. Right. 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 Yeah. Right. 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 I mean, there would probably be a lot fewer people who try it if they weren't roped in by the, the gurus on Instagram and YouTube who are showing off their, trader lifestyle and all that sort of thing. Like those people wouldn't get people to buy their course or to sign up with them or to give them whatever money they're paying those influencers, even if it's just ad revenue, if they weren't sucked in by that promise of get rich quick. It's unfortunate that people, sell it that way. Looks like we might get some downward movement here. My 10-second chart isn't moving again. I forgot what I just said. What did I just say? We'll have to rewind YouTube to find out what I said. Yeah, it'll come back to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, 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 right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Right, yeah, 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 yeah. I think we're well positioned right now as we're just getting going here, and we're positioning ourselves that way. I think that's good. Trying to remember. He, uh, I'm trying to remember. No, no, no. I'm pausing because I'm trying to my trading days blur together. Um, I know that he had some hedges going, and he closed one of his hedges. Both sides of it, I think, and took the loss, but it was only like 5 or 6 pips or something like that, and he had made that up. Uh, One of the things that concerns me about him, not concerns me about him, concerns me about where he is in the trading process, is he does not know how to set a stop loss or a take profit. Like he doesn't like he was telling me, okay, so I'm hedged on one of my trades, I'm gonna buy, and I think price is going to go down. What should I do? And I said, well, if you think price is going to go down, set a take profit and set a pending hedge above it, and I had to walk him through on his phone how to take profit, how to set a stop loss. Um, he doesn't know, and he doesn't, and I've walked him through a couple of times of how to set a pending order, and I think he might have it now, but I've had to walk him through it a couple of times, and oh, okay, yeah, 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 right, yeah, 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 hmm, yeah. He seems to have a little bit of a instinct for it. Yeah, yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, if we look here at I have my 10 chart up, and for some reason it's not really moving. If we look here at the 1 minute chart, we see it's just done this little hokey pokey dance, and just if we start the 5, or yeah, it's just a little barcode here. Oh yeah, MT4. Yeah, yeah, and we've already hit we have the 8:30 candle coming up in about 13 minutes. I think one of the biggest challenges for me when we started was I was so excited about trading and so captivated by it, not just about earning potential or whatnot, but just kind of about, wow, this is hard, this is challenging, this is fun, um, and I hated the fact that you could only trade for a couple hours every morning, and then you had to wait until the next day, and so you want to be on the charts all the time, and you want to be in a trade all the time because it's thrilling, and you only get that beaten out of you over time through pain. At least in my case. Oh, okay. Hang on a second. Okay, is this any better? Okay. I don't know. I I have a lot going on. I have I'm streaming out of Zoom. I'm broadcasting YouTube, and I have a YouTube stream on so I can monitor it. So I've got and my wife's in the other room watching Netflix or whatever, So I don't know. Maybe I got to get a separate router just for me. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll suggest it to her. We have something new to watch. Right. Yeah. Well, it's only after, for me also, which has been, something that's a bit more recent, which is profitability. When you're profitable and you have the peace of mind that you're profitable, then it's easier to walk away from trading, and say, okay, I'm making a silly mistake. I got to stop trading for the day. I'm already up, or I'm up for the week. It doesn't matter. Crap. I don't know what to do about that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, I get that. What I didn't get in the beginning, so I stopped the YouTube stream so I can hopefully I'll get a little more bandwidth. Let me know if I break up, if I'm still breaking up. Okay. Yeah. It took me a while to realize that you only know what's going to happen next. You're only pretty sure about what's going to happen next right before it happens. Not like generally you can say, "Oh, I think it's going to go up," over the course of the session, but you don't know how many times it's going to retrace during that session and how many times it would have stopped you out if you had buy at the beginning of the session. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Fluid. Yeah. You're gonna have to teach me that this fall. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. 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 I don't expect. I never expected trading to be easy. So the fact that it's hard and the fact that I have to, work at becoming good at it doesn't bother me. It, yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, but learning that is hard. I mean, I think even you have said that, your first few years of trading were hard, and you went through a lot of trial and error to figure out your system, and you blew accounts, right? Mean, it's if it weren't hard, then a lot more than 5 or 10% of the people make it. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Just the market behaved completely differently because. Mm, yeah. Yeah. Wow. Just hit the button. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Got 2 minutes and 15 seconds for the 8:30 candle. 10 seconds. Two, 1, 8:30. A big nothing enchilada. I remember the first summer I was trading. You know, I started in February, and in May I started trading a little bit of real money, and so it lasted about a month before summer trading started. You know, and then we were in the middle of June and summer trading started, and I remember that year talking to you. And it didn't really get out of summer trading until almost October. Last year it seemed to get out of summer trading sooner, but the year before, no, last year it got out of summer trading sooner, like right at the end of August. But the year before that, it was still acting like this in September. I'll be right back. What do I need here to make my system look more like a professional trader on camera? Yeah, does it look okay? Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. I see. Yeah. Y- Yeah. 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 That's a swing high, swing low thing. Yeah. Yeah. Right. 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 They don't know what's important and what isn't. Yeah. Yeah. I know- I I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen other, you know, a lot of people on YouTube trade with naked charts. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. Which ways? Yeah. Yeah. I get that. I have to think about that because um, I'm not a good enough trader yet to trade without all my indicators here. And no, no, I know. You're saying I should have them on another screen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Right. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I remember. I remember at the beginning, it felt like drinking from a fire hose. It felt like you, we would have a session or conversation, and you'd teach me some things, and as you were teaching them to me, I would think I'm only going to remember 10% of this because there's just so much, and then I'd have to digest that, and then learn a little bit more, and then learn a little bit more. Yeah. Hmm. Right. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to think about that and how I do that. Mm-mm. Is it is giving us double goose eggs here. What do we have? Is that it? 10 o'clock is the IM services PMI? Yep. Until just after 9 o'clock. Just, 9:03, 9:05, assuming it does nothing at 9 o'clock. If for whatever reason all hell breaks loose and it's rodeo at 9 o'clock, I'll stay on a little longer. But that isn't going to happen. Thinking it might want to be breaking through here, huh? Well, it looks like it's going to try to go. Now look at the difference in strength. We've got a lot of strength in gold compared to the dollar right now. That's the yen, though, remember. When it aligns, it's good, but... Yeah, it looks like it on the 5-second chart, coming down. All right, I'll catch you then. Have a good night. All right. Okay, get a little move here to the upside. It's looking like we might. Getting the signal that I want for this to be breaking out. So I'm just going to hold right now. I see it being rejected to the downside on my 5-second chart, which is not what's showing here on the screen, but see that little candle moving down on 1 minute. It got up to here. Okay, now it's going to try to come up again, so I'm going to watch again. Are we going to get this move? It's a slow move. Even if it's a move, it's a slow move. It's an Asia move. Okay. I think I'm in for a little bit. Just entered a trade. I entered a buy. It is $20 in the hole right now. Seems to want to move up. It's probably not going to give me much. It gives me any. Still back at 20 in the hole. Okay, I'm not going to take very much. I see it's about to hit a resistance up here on the Renko. So if it gives me anything at all, I'll just take it. There it is. I'll just take that 20. This 20 is better than a hot stick in the eye. There it goes. Now it's pushing up a little further for me. But then it turned. So I maybe could have gotten double what I took. And now it's taken a trip down. So I'm calling that a close call. Not really a lemon that was worth the squeeze. Not really the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. But it also, it was fine. Probably shouldn't be taking a trade and putting at risk what I'm going to risk, which is, at least 50 or 100 is what I'm going to, call, okay, trade validated. I got to take a $50 loss or a $100 loss. So unless I'm really sure and it's an A+ setup or something, I probably shouldn't take trades that are only going to give me $20 or $40 or something like that. In this case, one had the potential for a little bit more, but at best it was a A- setup. Trade lasted for just under a minute. So price hit right here. Reached a high of 3381.46 on the spot gold chart and then took a dive, and we came all the way down here to 3379.9 and continues to have kind of that low energy about it where it's coming down a little bit again. So when we look at this channel, you know, we see, okay, so we broke out. There's you know, some resistance right here. We broke out, it came up, but boom, it comes back down. That's a failed breakout. We've got about 5 minutes and 15 seconds for the 9 o'clock candle. we're coming down here on the 1 minute chart. That doesn't look very interesting at all there on the 1 second chart, but that's because that's not printing. I don't know why. I can clearly see on my 5 second spot gold chart that that's come down further and it's printing differently. Of course, you can see that on the 1 minute here as well. But I don't take any sell trades right now because look at the strength differential between gold and the US dollar over here on the side of the screen. Gold is significantly stronger than the dollar. That signifies that we're going up. So these retracements to the downside, in theory, aren't as predictable. Therefore, I don't want to take any sell trades right now. All right, 2 minutes for the 9 o'clock. All right, 1 minute for the 9 o'clock candle. And assuming nothing happens here, I'm going to call it a night right after this. Now, that doesn't mean nothing's going to happen for the rest of the night. In fact, when I get off, like Tono was saying, that's when the market tends to decide it's going to do something. But it will be without me. Okay, that's the 9 o'clock. Price is moving up a little bit aggressively. Okay, but that's all I'm going to do right now. It looks like price wants to go up. It looks like that's the direction. It is settling on, at least for this session right now. I would expect it to continue to go up, at least to hit the high, yesterday's high, which was 3385.6, more or less, just a little bit under that, 3385.57. And it could go up to the DR. The DR1 is sitting at 3390. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to remove everything that isn't drawing. So I'm going to remove the indicators so that the only thing you'll see here are the pivots. This pivot here is the M3. And this pivot here is the DR1. So, and the line here is the price line. That's telling you where price is right now within the latest candle that's forming. So, if I point out where yesterday's high was, right there. So I think price is probably going to head up to there if it continues to show some bullish strength through this evening. You see it's already come down on the way down. It's bouncing off of this pivot. So, you know, maybe price come back down again, bounce off the pivot, and then head back up. But it seems to be showing bullish strength for the evening. And over the course of the rest of the session, and maybe in the session after it takes, you know, a few detours all the way up, it might reach this pivot up here. These are some more, the WR1, the MR1. This is an earlier previous day point of control. We'll talk about that one time and what that is. And then this is the M4, where typically intraday, within the same day, take profit. So if we continue to show bull strength throughout the day, tomorrow into tomorrow's New York session, you know, that's where we might price go if we continue to go up. Now, the indicators back. That's where you get, you know, start to understand what hieroglyphics mean. But we'll cover them. That's part of learning how to trade is, and we'll talk about that intermittently, but in between trades, we're just waiting. For now, folks, I'm going to call it a night. I want to thank you for joining tonight. And I will see you back here at 7:30 in the morning. We'll get the daily analysis out just before then. And otherwise, have a great rest of your night. Trade cautious. I'll see you tomorrow.